welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn and this is my husband Nick. We are doing a Q&A today. There was quite a few questions that came in and I'm happy you guys responded, and we're happy to try and answer some of them. We are not going to be able to get to all of them. Okay, we'll just introduce ourselves a little bit. I am 28 years old. You are
37.
37.
27.
27, yes. And we have two boys, in case you haven't figured that out already. We have two boys. They are 3.5 and almost 2.5, Caden and Jackson. And we've been married for 5.5 years. We got married in October of 2011. Okay, Nat? This is not going well. We've tried this how many times? Okay. I have to. All right, let's start with, one question was, what state do you live in? We live in Ohio, Southern Ohio, I guess.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, south of Columbus.
What religion are you? One of the questions. First of all, we're Christians, and then second of all, we are Mennonite people, and our goal is to live as Jesus taught us in the Bible. So we're Bible-believing people. My only concern really is that people believe in Jesus Christ and that He died. This weekend we're celebrating His death and resurrection, and that's what's really important, is that we believe in being born again, being forgiven of our sins. And I'm more concerned about that than I am about the religion, but I understand the question as well.
Yeah.
So we do identify with the Mennonite church. We're kind of like Amish in some ways. I get that question a lot. Like, are we Amish? Are you Amish or Mennonite, or what's the difference? And I don't have enough time to explain all that to you, but there's not that much difference in the way we believe. The way we apply some principles of the Bible are definitely different.
Yeah.
We drive, obviously. Amish people don't drive. We have electric. We don't have television. We do have internet, though.
Yeah.
That varies from different Mennonite to Mennonite. But yeah, we're just normal people. I know some people treat us like we're some kind of species or some weird, thing at the zoo kind of.
Don't believe the stuff you see on TV, seriously.
We don't have TV, so we don't know.
Okay, but we're not in the dark either. We don't live in the dark ages.
Exactly. Our parents were both Amish.
I grew up Amish until 12 or 13 actually, so there's another.
I didn't, but my parents grew up Amish, my mom and my dad. So socialize with people outside of your faith. Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
I, for one, love people just automatically. That's just my personality. I love to see people, so I would certainly want to socialize with people outside of our faith.
Yes, we have relatives and friends who are not just like us, and that's quite fine. We're happy with that. I mean, we love people. Another question was, how did you two meet?
How do we meet?
Well, the shorter answer would be church, I guess.
Through our churches. We went to different churches when we were single, about an hour apart as far as the driving distance, and our youth groups were small. Both of ours were, and so we would travel back and forth on the weekends and have youth activities together. Got to know her very well, and then worked with her dad some as well.
And I worked at the same time.
Yeah, she worked there at the shop.
But we were just friends then, so
we spent
don't
hours
get any
together.
ideas.
Oh, totally. Totally. So yeah, I got to know each other.
Another question was, what was your courting dating relationship like?
Did you have chaperones?
Not necessarily, but we started dating around 21. However, we'd had a relationship of sorts before. We weren't dating exactly, but we were very good friends, and we knew we would want to start dating. So
For real?
So what it was like, I don't know. I mean, it was
very awesome.
I'd say normal.
Totally awesome.
Yeah, normal dating related. We'd go eat. We'd talk a lot. I don't know. We'd do things with our families and hang out with the youth groups and stuff. So yeah, it's not like we were always just by ourselves or anything.
Mostly weekends.
But yeah, mostly.
Which is kind of Mennonite tradition type. Most of your Mennonite couples would date on the weekends.
Depends if you're like out of state or something. You do a whole weekend maybe, but we would only an hour apart. So sometimes it was only just for an evening, So it just depends, but that's the general idea, I guess.
How long before you got engaged or married? I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm going to let her answer that.
Okay. We started dating in the fall of 2010.
10.
Yes, November of 2010, and we got engaged in July. He asked me, I think, on July 1st, yes, of 2011. And then we got married in October. So we had a really short engagement. I always wondered why he didn't ask me sooner.
I
So
didn't
would
think
have
that
had
it
more
was
time
fast.
to plan. But
3 months. That's ridiculous.
oh, I guess he took it literally because he'd asked me one time if, how much time do I need to plan? I was like, well, no less than, 3 months, I'd say. He took me literally. But anyway, we wanted to get married. So we got married in October, and all's well that ends well. We got married.
That's right. How many siblings do you have? Both have the same amount, actually.
Yeah. I'm the oldest in my family, and then I have 2 sisters younger than me and a brother.
And I have 2 brothers and a sister.
So
my sister's the youngest in our family. Then I have an older brother and a younger brother. What does your family think about you having a YouTube channel? Do they know?
I don't know if your family... Okay, I know your sister knows, because I've talked to her about it. I don't know if your mom and dad even know it, but obviously my family knows, because you guys have maybe seen them in videos and stuff. You've probably seen his family a little bit too, but my family is very supportive about it, and they encouraged me about starting a YouTube channel. And the other question was, what made you start a YouTube channel? I guess I've been thinking about it for several years already, probably tossing the idea around.
Yes, you did.
And I always thought, well, what would I put on there? But anyway, I finally
tried to encourage her.
Yeah, you did. And I finally just took the plunge and was like, hey, this looks like it could be fun, and I'll try it. And that's what I did, and here we are now. So
didn't know I'd have to do a question and answer.
I know. See?
Gladly do it.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
What does your hubby do for a living? What do I do for a living? I'm retired.
He works.
I do work.
Lots of work.
I do work. I work too much, but
no.
Trying to provide.
He does. He does a really good job.
What do I do for a living? I work for a metal sale company, and I do delivery. So I drive truck pretty much all day.
And it actually is nice because sometimes we get to go along. So if he has long hours, sometimes we get to go along with him.
I really like my job.
So yeah.
Too much sometimes.
Yeah. No, you get treated very well. So
I work for a great company.
Yep.
What do we do for fun or date nights? What do we do for fun? We don't have fun. What do we do for
fun? Fun. Well, we don't. Okay, fun? Date nights. I don't know. Date nights are a little bit lacking right now.
Sorry.
Let's say life gets in the way sometimes, and then we don't always want to get babysitters. So we don't have a lot of technical date nights per se. But if we do, I don't know. We go eating.
Exploring cities.
Yeah, we really like that. We like big cities in general.
City slickers.
Except, well,
we live in town too.
Yeah, we do kind of, I guess.
Small town.
It's really small. But
which is uncommon for Mennonite people, actually.
Kind of, I guess, depending where you'd be.
I get ridiculed.
Down here, we're kind of oddballs. Let's put it that way.
I get called city slickers all the time at work.
But anyway, it's a small town. Don't get any big ideas or anything.
But we love big towns. Cincinnati, Columbus.
Cincinnati's one of our favorites for this
sure.
area.
Cincinnati's cool.
Yeah, we were just there yesterday, actually. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, if we do things like that, that's what we like to do.
I like to golf. Not doing a whole lot of that.
Is that dating material?
No. It says, what do you do for fun? I golf.
Oh, right.
She went along one time.
You haven't gone golfing a long time.
She went along one time.
A couple times.
Not cool. Okay.
Another question was, or a couple different ones, was, do I work outside the home? Currently, no, I do not. And there was a question asked if I ever did. Now, I don't know, are you referring to since I've been married or before? Definitely before. I worked since I was, 16 as far as outside the home. And after I got married,
What'd you do?
Oh. You mean before? Well, I didn't know if they were asking that or not.
For sure.
Well, let's just see. I worked at my dad's shop, which was, I did a lot of sanding, like trimming doors and stuff like that. That was kind of off and on when I was younger.
She worked at a restaurant.
I worked at a restaurant for a couple years, and then I cleaned houses for a while with my mom, and then I went to a voluntary service place in Virginia lots of Mennonites there, and I was there for about 15 months, and there I worked as a dietary aide and also
In a nursing home.
Yeah, in a nursing home. I guess I didn't even mention that. It was it was a nursing home, and then I also worked as a CNA there, so state testing, which I think there was also a question.
Do you have a college education?
Do I have a college education? I do not. That would be the short answer of it. And then after I got married, I was still cleaning houses with my mom and my sisters I'm trying to think, Caden was born not quite 2 years into the marriage, so I worked up until then, and I've worked some off and on since then as far as just cleaning and stuff, filling in and that kind of thing. I've worked occasionally, but I'm just a stay-at-home mom. So, yeah, for now.
Do you and your husband have definitive roles in the household, or do you both do things around the home together? We're kind of like the Indians of old. I sit around, she does all the work.
No, like we mentioned before, he works a lot of long hours away from the home, and since I'm at home all the time, I do a lot of the housework and
she does most of it.
Stuff
I'm
outside.
Embarrassed.
No, it's
She
okay.
mows the lawn.
But we don't have a huge lawn, so, you know.
She mows the lawn. She feeds the dogs.
You feed the dogs?
Sometimes.
Basically, if there's heavy grunt work or anything like that needs to be fixed, or, you know, stuff.
Saturdays I'm here.
Yeah, so he does stuff. It's just that your daily general duties is maybe what you guys were asking. I do a lot of that stuff just because that's the way we were brought up, more or less, too. The woman kind of does the stuff around the house, and you're working all day, so I don't feel it's more than fair. Now, if I were working all day as well, maybe things would be a little different. I don't know. But
I try to help some, but...
Yeah. I'm not saying he doesn't help at all. Let's not get that idea.
I don't wash dishes most of the time. I have washed dishes.
Oh, he does
generally
occasionally.
I don't wash the clothes.
Yeah. Well, and see, I like cleaning and stuff in general, in case you haven't noticed by all my videos, so, yeah.
She does a great job.
That was a long-winded answer.
I'm a lucky man. Okay, one of the questions was, are you planning on having more kids?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
We want a girl. We'd like to have a little girl.
Really want a little girl. Not that we don't love our boys. We do, definitely.
We like them, I guess.
They're great. They're going to get the wrong idea. Haters, quit it.
We love our kids. We love our kids.
We do.
I'd give my life for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Love our 2 little boys. But yeah, we might eventually have some more kids.
We have our hands full right now, I'd say, and we're fine the way we are. But I think eventually we'll probably.
So nothing in the immediate
No, probably
future.
not. Yeah.
Good. Glad we agree on that. How do you settle disputes? We don't have disputes.
No, we never have disagreements.
How do we settle agreements? Disagreements. We try to communicate.
Yeah.
Try to communicate a lot. She is very good at communicating. I'm not so much, being that I'm a male. And
I'm a little over communicative, I think. Is that a word? I don't even know. Is that a word?
Yeah, in your life.
I was used to just, you talk through everything. If you have problems, you need to talk through things. Don't just let them sit there. And so I think growing up from different backgrounds, maybe that plays into it some too, or whatever. But
guys don't want to communicate as much.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, we try to work things through. I mean, we don't have all-out fights or anything, but we do have arguments.
We have never thrown anything at each other.
No. I hope not. But we try to work through our things and talk through them. So.
Questions was, why do you wear Mennonite dresses and then cover them with sweaters, shirts, and scarves? Why not just wear a long, modest skirt and the dress by itself?
I don't know. The short answer would be, I guess, well, if I wear something on top of my dresses, it could be for warmth. Plus, if I just wear my dress all the time, I kind of get bored. I like shopping and I like wearing other clothes. We like layering things just like everyone else. So not really any reason, just I guess.
Why do you what do you use to keep your teeth so white?
I was actually complaining that I need to do something about it just yesterday. At one point I used Crest White strips, but I haven't in years, so I don't know. Thanks for that. I
noticed in another video that you speak Pennsylvania Dutch. Is that the language you mostly speak at home, or is it a mixture between that and English, which language are your boys most comfortable with?
Pennsylvania Dutch is, for those of you who don't know, yes, we do speak that language. That's the language we first learned growing up. For me, that would be my first language. It's a dialect of German and Swiss, I think is what
Not
they would
sure.
consider, sort of. But there's a lot of English words mixed into it.
It's not a written language.
Not exactly, no. So it's kind of a dialect, but yeah, what we call Pennsylvania Dutch. And my boys, or our boys, they understand it well. And we do talk it mostly at home. That's what we would talk to each other most of the time here at home.
But they're not speaking the Pennsylvania Dutch.
They mix some words in.
Mostly speak English.
Yeah, they're mixing some words
Too
in.
much
I guess
Thomas
there's
the
too
Tank
much
Engine.
media around anymore or
Too much
something.
Thomas the Tank Engine, and Caden, the oldest one, sometimes mixes some Dutch in with his English, so that's always interesting and funny.
So maybe once they have both languages fully down pat, they'll be able to, but yeah.
One of the questions was, if someone was interested in obtaining information or becoming a Mennonite, how does that work? There's not a website or anything that I know of that you can just click on to.
I don't know if you have Mennonites around you or
There's
anything.
Mennonites all over the U.S.
Yeah. So I'd say if you have Mennonites around you, check in with like the local church there or something, and maybe go from there. Talk to some pastors or people there or something. That's kind of what we would suggest maybe.
Are you and your husband on a budget? Do you use an envelope system? And if you do, what categories do you have? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think everyone should have a plan.
Highly recommend it.
Written plan. I didn't when I was single, and when we were married.
Either.
For a wedding gift, my uncle gave us a 2
FPU, Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, I think it is.
Yeah, so we both went through the class. Highly recommend it.
That was.
And I told my wife, I said, well, we're going, but I'm not going to go on a budget. There's no way.
I didn't like the word budget either.
So we figured we'd just go and learn everything and then do it without the budget. Well, about halfway through one evening as we were traveling home, I looked over at her and I said, I think maybe we should think about going on a budget. And she said, I think we should. We've been on one ever since. It's hard to kind of stick to one always. Like, it's not just so straight. I'm a spender, and so I just want to spend money left and right. And she's more of a saver. She thinks she's not. She thinks she's not, but she really
am,
is.
maybe. I'm more of the nerd, I guess you could say.
What did I
But
say?
I do like to shop and spend money. So
anyway, we finally, after 5.5 years of using it, I'd say we've maybe not perfected it, but gotten it close enough to where we certainly don't disagree over where money goes and how it gets spent.
We wouldn't ever go off of a budget. Let's put it that way.
Love my budget. I'd be lost without knowing.
And what categories?
What categories? Oh my!
Just your normal.
I don't know how many there are. There's tons of them.
I don't know if you were asking cash. If we deal in cash categories.
We do use the cash envelopes. She pretty much takes care of the cash envelopes, groceries, restaurant, how much we go out to eat, entertainment, clothing.
I have cash category for the boys. Then we have a miscellaneous category, some blow, gifts. But we also use our checking account, for bills and stuff. Obviously, I mean you can't do without that. And we use a credit card some for gas, and we always pay it off. Obviously, because that would be one thing where Dave Ramsey would differ there. He would say no credit cards.
He'd say we failed the class, which whatever.
But
I certainly respect people that say that you shouldn't use one or that they don't have one. That's totally
fine.
Yeah,
each to his own, definitely. Just don't abuse it for sure.
If I would find myself struggling to pay my credit card bill and I would be abusing it, I would certainly recommend that person to get rid of it. Clear it up for sure.
Yeah. We had gotten one to begin building credit so we could buy a house. So that's.
So we could technically get rid of it because we have a good credit score.
Yeah, we could get rid of it.
And everything, but I kind of like it for traveling, and we use it for fuel and
gas,
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's where we.
But yeah, certainly recommend. Back to the question, we're on a budget for sure, absolutely. Highly recommend people to do that.
Yes,
if you want to know more information, check out Dave Ramsey.
If you haven't already heard,
he has a daily talk show, radio show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. What's your favorite thing about YouTube?
I was thinking about that question. I looked at it last night. I I guess what I really like is I sense like a community feel on here, as far as they're obviously not everyone, but I feel like there's a community of people who support each other and encourage each other. And I have received so much encouragement, and just I've been challenged, and I guess that's one thing I really like about it. And yeah, it gives me inspiration, and there's just a lot of good things I like about YouTube. I don't know about you. Do you want to answer that question?
So mine is not quite as deep as that. Mine's a little more shallow. I like comedy, so I watch a lot of fails. That's my favorite thing on YouTube. Me and my two
not
boys.
Quite my thing.
Me and my two boys will sit there, and they are 3 and 2 years old, and they appreciate fails. So it must be a guy
I
thing.
think it is a guy thing.
What are your favorite places to shop for decor? Also, what is your next project or update that you would like to do in your home, if you have one? Oh, I don't know if we have a project that we'd like. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we'd like to do, but I don't know that we have one on our list.
Last year we renovated our bathroom, and that was a big thing. We also had to do like our furnace and stuff. So we're trying to recover from that yet. I don't know if we have a project right now in mind exactly. Nothing big, obviously. There's some things outside maybe that I'd like to tackle, but nothing really inside here for the time being.
She's kind of perfected the house.
I don't know. There's always things I like to change. What is your favorite place to shop for decor? Oh, I would say TJ Maxx, Home Goods, the typical Target. I like thrifting if I have the time to go. I haven't done as much recently, but yeah, I would say definitely some of my favorite stores would be, those two, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, and places like that.
Where do you get your decorating ideas, and do you have favorite YouTube channels that you follow?
Decorating ideas? I don't
Homegrown.
know.
She's homegrown.
Pinterest, probably. I don't know. I guess I've always enjoyed decorating. I've always liked it. So I don't know. I don't just specifically follow one thing exactly. What are my favorite YouTube channels?
Yep.
Do I have favorite? I have a lot of them. I don't know if I can begin to cover some. I'd say the first channel I started watching when I even kind of became acquainted with YouTube more or less would be Catherine from Dude on a Dime. I'm sure most of you have seen her channel. That would be I think that was about my first YouTuber I started following, subscribing to. And I love Hillary from My So-Called Home and Hillary from Our Farmhouse Life. I really like those channels. I love like home stuff, and then there's I like the Love Meg channel. There's so many. I feel like I'd be excluding people because I have a lot of people that I love to follow, and but those are a couple that I really. How Jen Does It, she's another one that's really inspiring and encouraging to me.
Do you have a vegetable garden?
Not this year. We have like a teeny tiny little backyard fenced in, and I tried to have a garden for a couple years. I only could grow a couple things like beans and some tomatoes and stuff, but it never did really well, and it's kind of turning out to be a thing for the boys' playground. And so I think I'm just going to skip it. It wasn't doing very well. So no, not at the time being. I won't have a garden this year.
How do you have quiet time?
Well, that could be a challenge.
Get up very early.
I try to get up before the boys get up. So in the morning, I like to try and have some quiet time. Usually, most times afternoons, I'll have some time to myself too. So, and then after they go to bed. So.
Do you have a favorite scripture?
Oh, that's kind of a hard question for me because I don't necessarily have just one favorite scripture. I don't know about you. One verse I do like is the one in Ephesians 2. Let me read it here. But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ even when we were dead in transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved.
That's verse 4.
Oh, 4 and 5 together.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I really like that verse because if it weren't for God's grace, I wouldn't be where I am. Luke, and I would say Ephesians and James would be some of my favorite books of the Bible.
I don't necessarily have a favorite scripture. I have a favorite chapter that I always go to whenever I'm having stress or struggling. I go to Psalms 51. Psalm 51. I love the whole chapter there. David wrote that. Beautiful, beautiful psalm that he wrote. It's one of my favorites. What is the best and worst part of being a parent? Well, the best part is when you tuck your little kids at night and they say that they love you back.
Yeah, or they come up randomly and tell you that they love you.
And they're going to bed.
No.
Just
Definitely. Kidding. It's just the thing of...
My favorite part is coming home from work and having them run out to meet me at the front door or something. That does something to me that I can't explain to someone who's not a dad. It's awesome.
Yeah, and mornings, for sure, when they wake up, it seems like it's a brand new day, and they're always excited to see you, and just, I don't know, it's a really awesome feeling to know that you have little children who love you, and that, but...
It's a great gift that God has blessed us with. There are two healthy little boys that we have, and I try to thank God each day for, I want to look at them as gifts from God, and we want to raise them right and raise them to be and boys after
God's own heart.
Yeah.
I'd say the worst thing, I would say the most challenging thing is daily dealing with attitudes and tantrums and just your that would be probably one of the harder things, and maybe not having as much independence as I used to. That's a big thing, and it just that would be probably some of the things that would be harder that I didn't think about maybe before we had children. But all in all, we're really thankful to have two little healthy boys, and we wouldn't trade them for the world.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Worst part for me is when they get up at 2:30 in the morning and they want drink or something, because I'm not at my best at 2:30 in the morning. I'm not in my prime.
I'm not at my best at that point in the morning either.
So that'd probably be the worst. And when they throw up.
Throw up? They literally, I don't know if they've ever thrown up besides when they're babies.
No, they haven't. They've been very healthy, actually. Thank God for
that.
Now
This winter has been a difference.
Yeah, they've been some sick colds and stuff.
But we love our little boys, and we're very thankful for them.
Okay.
So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll probably be seeing you again another time. If you like these type of videos, let me know, and we'll probably do some more. I don't know if you guys like vlogs. I've done some of them, but I don't know if that's like a popular thing or not for some of you guys. But if you do, let me know, because that would help me out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.